Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm playing Kill Sam Rupert, which is a virtual murder game. And we're going to start the investigation. So the first thing that we need to do is to look at the crime scene. We're going to check out the details. Okay. No fingerprints found here. Now, as you can tell, in this game, you're wasting time by examining the crime scenes, talking to suspects, and doing other stuff. Okay, this is the wine. There's several fingerprints on this. We got another fingerprints. And there are no fingerprints in here. We're going to talk to the 8 likely suspects. Here they are. Let's focus on her.
Your name and relationship to the deceased?
Abelina Casados. I clean here for Mr. Rupert. I have worked for him for 4 years, and he is a very kind and nice man. I don't know why anybody would want to hurt him.
Can you describe exactly what happened this morning?
I come in as usual, by the back door, through the kitchen. I unlocked it with my own key. And the kitchen was neat and clean, just like Mr. Sturgeon always leaves it. I usually clean the bar first, but for some reason I decided to start with the wine cellar. Everything was dark, and so I turn on the lights and I go down the stairs, and that's when I noticed the wine bottle and the 2 glasses next to it. Well, sometimes there are glasses there, but they never have wine in them. And all of a sudden I don't feel good. And I walk around the other side, and there's Mr. Rupert lying on the ground.
Do you know anyone, Mrs. Casados, who might want to kill Mr. Rupert? Anybody he was not getting along with?
Oh, no. Everybody liked Mr. Rupert. He was very good to us. Oh, and his restaurant was very popular. Busy every night.
Mrs. Casados, can you tell me what you did from 5 o'clock on last night?
Sure. I made a dinner for my husband, and then I went to my stitching club. We're making this special quilt. Well, mostly we talk. And that was over about 10:15. And my girlfriend, Dolores Ruiz, she drove me home, and we had some friends over, and they left about 11. And then I slept with my husband all night long.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Casados. We'll get back in touch if we have any other questions.
You've used an hour of time, Detective. 5 hours left.
So we have five hours left. And now we spend half an hour just talking to these suspects. So let's talk to... Let's see. Let's talk to... Let's focus on the females first.
Your name and relationship to the deceased?
My name is Mimi Andrews. I was a good friend of Sam's. I looked out for real estate deals for him.
How long had you known Mr. Rupert?
About 1.5 years. We met at a dinner for heart research. It was held here at the restaurant, March 19th last year.
When was the last time you saw or spoke with the deceased?
I saw Sam yesterday afternoon around 3 o'clock. We went to look at some land, commercial acreage near the freight airport. We took my car, and then I dropped Sam back off here at the restaurant around 6 o'clock.
Do you know anyone, Miss Andrews, who may have wanted to kill Sam Rupert?
I can provide you with a lead if that's what you're after. Try David Sturgeon, Sam's chef. David had about a year left on his contract, and he wanted to break it. He said that he had an investor who was going to set him up in his own place. Sam wouldn't hear of it. Sam said if David tried to do anything, he would tie him up in court. And according to Sam, David got real ugly about it. Well, they had a fight just 2 days ago in front of half the staff. Ask them. If you ask me, David had every reason to kill him.
Can you tell me exactly what you did last night, Miss Andrews, after you dropped Mr. Rupert off?
Well, sure. I stopped by the office to finish up some paperwork. Lana Kindle was there and can verify that for me. Then I went to the Thai place on Pine for takeout on the way home. I climbed into bed and watched The Accidental Tourist on HBO. My mother called around 9:30, and I drifted off by 11.
Thank you for your help, Miss Andrews. That will be all for now.
Okay, so that's the girlfriend. Let's talk to the wife.
Your name and relationship to the deceased?
Lily Rupert. I'm Sam's wife.
Mrs. Rupert, when was the last time you saw your husband?
Yesterday, when he left for the restaurant.
You didn't think it odd when he didn't show up at home last night? You didn't think of contacting the police?
My husband had girlfriends. But it's nothing new. He began sleeping around within a few months of our marriage 10 years ago. Sometimes he'd spend the night with one. And that's what I assumed he was doing last night.
Can you tell us your movements from around 5 yesterday afternoon, Mrs. Rupert?
Yes. I had 2 women friends in for dinner. My sister Anne and her daughter Belinda were here from out of town. Belinda kept a date with her uncle at the restaurant, and we had a ladies' night here. The guests left at about 12:30. My sister and I talked for about an hour, and then we went to bed.
Was your husband acting odd or different in any way lately?
No, he was his usual, charming, preoccupied self.
Thank you for now, Mrs. Rupert. That will be all.
You know, I thought I would feel a lot more sorry, but I'm not. In a way, I'm relieved.
She seems way too happy that he's gone. But nevertheless, let's talk to the assistant.
Your name and relationship to the deceased?
Maria Campbell. I was Sam's personal assistant here at the restaurant.
So you have a good working knowledge of the restaurant?
Yes, I do.
Ms. Campbell, from your perspective, would you say the employees were happy here?
Yes. Well, not everyone. Sam was having trouble with the chef, David Sturgeon. David wanted to leave, but he still had a year to go on his contract. I don't know if you know anything about the restaurant business, but this is a big no-no. Sam was angry. He'd helped David along to where he'd gotten. David really owed it to Sam to stay through his contract. Anyway, they had a bad fight a few days ago. Sam said they shook hands afterward, but he said he had the feeling that David really had it in for him. Anyway, he was afraid that he'd start laying off the cooking, lowering his standard.
Well, did he?
No, not so that you'd notice, anyway. Not yet.
Did Mr. Rupert say or do anything unusual or different yesterday? Anything that sticks in your mind?
No. He did say that he was planning to talk to David again. I think he was going to ask him for a drink after work last night.
Did you see them together?
No, I left for the day around 5:30.
Can you tell me your movements after you left work last night?
Yes, of course. I drove to the supermarket to get some bottled water, and I went to the West Ridge Sports Center for my weights workout. That was around 6. And then I showered and went home. I live alone. I spoke briefly to my neighbor, Mr. Fitch, on my way in. That was around 7:30 or 7:45. I spent the evening home alone with my cat, Ralph.
If you think of anything else, anything that sticks in your mind, please let us know.
I will, of course.
Detective, this is your chief. Just a reminder, you have 4 hours left to investigate the case.
Okay, so we only have about 4 more hours. And now we went down to 3:45. So right now, let's talk to these two. Then we move on to other stuff.
Your name and relationship to the deceased.
Louis Perez Lacey. I'm the maitre d' here at Sam's. I want you to know I considered Sam a good friend. And this whole thing may be all my fault.
What do you mean, Mr. Perez-Lacey?
Well, last night we had a guest for dinner. His name is Edward Talman. He's been here before. One of those rich, demanding types. He does something in the film business. Anyway, he called at the last minute and said he had to have a certain table for dinner. When he got here, it was taken. I mean, he just flipped. You know, he said that we promised. I don't know, maybe he'd been drinking. Well, he started to create a real fuss, so Sam comes over to try to smooth things out. It was our busiest time. It was just after 8 o'clock. Talman started to yell. He even tried to slug Sam. That was it. Blake comes over. The three of us escort him out. When we get to the parking lot, Talman turns to Sam and said, "I'll kill you, you lousy fuck." Those were his exact words. Of course, Sam just says Mr. Talman needs a good night's rest. He even offered to call and check on him in the morning.
So you think that Mr. Talman may have actually been good to his word?
Well, there was something about the way he said it. I thought to myself, this guy is really capable of murder. I just don't know who else might do it.
Can you describe your movements from around 5 o'clock onward yesterday, Mr. Perez-Lacey?
Sure. I mean, I was here at the restaurant last night. It was a madhouse, as usual. The incident with Talman is the only thing that sticks out for me. Sometimes Sam and I would have a drink at the end of the night, but last night he was a little distracted. I don't know. He's been working hard lately. So I said goodnight to him in his office and left. It was around 11:30. Yeah, 11:30. I remember looking at the clock on his desk. Sam was on the phone. I mean, he looked kind of funny, but maybe he was just tense. Anyway, on the way home, I'd stopped at the convenience store, the one on Brigham and Hutch. I bought a pack of cigarettes there. The boy there knows me. And I just went home and read myself to sleep.
Okay, that's all for now, Mr. Perez-Lacey. Thank you very much.
Certainly.
He looks pretty down about it. So let's talk to the head chef.
Your name and relationship to the deceased?
David Sturgeon. I'm the head chef here at the restaurant.
How long have you worked for Mr. Rupert?
I've worked here for 2 years. I have a year left on my contract, unfortunately.
You don't like your job?
I like to cook, and I'm damn good at it. I just don't like to work for someone else. I want my own place, but Sam didn't exactly see things my way. We had a huge fight about it a few days back. The egomaniac tried to act like he made me. It's more like the other way around. It was no big deal, man. We just shook hands when it was over. But now that he's dead, everybody's probably going to point the finger at me, like I'd kill the guy just to break the contract.
Can you tell me your movements yesterday from 5 o'clock on?
Sure, that's easy. Staff dinner was at 5. I cooked all night. Dinner wound down around 10:15. And then I was out of here. I have to go to the fish market every morning at 5:30, and I have to sleep sometime.
Did you go straight home?
Yeah. My roommate was awake, Sheila West. She'll vouch for me. We're sleeping together.
Are you the last kitchen staff to leave?
Around the last. Usually Manny, the dessert chef, is hanging out doing his thing. I think he was still here. So was the dishwasher. But they both would have been gone by 11.
Just one more question. Is there anyone that hasn't been getting along with Mr. Rupert? Someone here on the staff?
Well, Sam had Blake in for a little chat around 2:30 yesterday afternoon. From what I could hear in the back garden, I think Blake might have been dipping into the till. Most of the bar is cash, so it's easy enough. And tempting, too, I might add. Sam wasn't known for paying overly well. And Blake's got 2 kids in alimony.
You mean Blake Ferran, the bartender?
Yeah, you got it.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Sturgeon.
Hey, man, no problem.
Alright, so we got 2 more suspects to talk to. Let's talk to the head bartender.
Your name and relationship to the deceased?
Blake Ferran. I work at Sam's. I'm the head bartender.
Can you tell me, Mr. Ferran, whether anything seemed out of the ordinary last night?
Just that crazy guest. Elliman, I think his name is. Sam might have been a shade touchy in general. Nothing went on that would make me think that the boss would show up for work dead.
Is the wine cellar locked?
Most of the time. We unlock it during normal serving hours for access.
Who has keys?
I do, Sam, Abelina, I think, Louis the maitre d', and David Sturgeon, the chef. And that's about it. Oh, I think Maria, Sam's assistant, has a key too.
Who locked the wine cellar last night?
I left at 11. Louis said he'd take care of it.
Do you have any idea who might want Sam Rupert dead?
You mean, do I know who killed him? No. But I half hope it was Lily.
You mean Mrs. Rupert?
Well, she had the motive. See, Sam plays around. He's done it ever since I've known him. I got a feeling it's been going on for quite a while. Right in front of her face. In front of their friends. People probably wonder why she didn't do it sooner.
Can you tell me what you did after leaving work last night?
Sure. It was early by Sam's standards when I got off, so I went and shot some pool with some guys I know down at Little Richard's on Simmons Street. I was there from 11 till 2:30. Hey, any number of people saw me, you can ask.
Thank you, Mr. Ferran.
Anytime.
Detective, 3 hours down, 3 hours to go.
Okay, we have 3 hours left. So now it's time for the last suspect, which is the angry customer.
Your name and occupation?
My name is Edward Talaman. I am a movie producer.
Mr. Talaman, I believe you were a guest at the restaurant owned by Sam Rupert yesterday evening.
If you can call it that. I've never been so badly treated in my life. I'll never go to that place again. I had an important business associate with me. They had guaranteed me a specific table. When I arrived, it was taken. Well, naturally, I was upset. So what if I yelled a little? Is that a crime?
It's alleged that you threatened Mr. Rupert with murder. Is that true?
I might have used that figure of speech, but I haven't murdered anybody so far. And there are plenty of people that have pissed me off more than Sam Rupert. My first wife, for instance. Now, there's somebody I'd really like to kill. Do you mind telling me what this is all about?
Mr. Rupert was found dead this morning in the restaurant.
Dead? Now, that is interesting. Dead like in murdered.
We haven't ruled it out.
Do you think there's a story in it? Maybe I could buy the rights from his estate.
Mr. Talaman, can you give us an account of your whereabouts last night from the time you left the restaurant?
Sure. I even have witnesses. My friend, Hy Stedman, drove me to my house. He was staying over. He and my housekeeper, Anna, put me to bed. I'm afraid I was drowning my troubles in drink last night. I was in no condition to go out and kill someone. Anna woke me again this morning. That's it.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Talaman. We'll be back in touch if we have more questions.
Dead. Life sure is funny.
Alright, so it looks like we talk every suspect right now. So, the next thing that we need to do is to go to the restaurant. We have to click on any room on the screen that involves something. Okay. So I'm trying to remember which room has something in it. Because I actually played this. actually played this, and no additional clues that we know. You can take a better look at the victim's daily calendar and his phone records. Okay, let's see. What other sources do we have? Let's take a look at his appointments. Alright, so Maria, Blake the lawyer, Belinda. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Let's check out the alibis.
This alibi checks. The neighbor said that he talked with Miss Campbell last night at around the time that she said. The only problem, and it's the same problem we have with Mimi Andrews, is that after 7:30, we only have the suspect's word.
This is your chief speaking. The mayor is all over me. Only 2 hours left to solve this murder. Get me somebody.
Alright, calm down, dude. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure it out. So there's just no need for fussing. There's no need for fussing. Let's go back here. Go to other sources. Let's take a look at the computer so far. And these are reservations at the restaurant, I believe. Yeah. And I think you can click on... I don't know if you can click on it and you will hear something, you know? Let's see. Let's check out the autopsy report, which I'm not going to read much of it. Let's see. Okay. What is the cause of death? A pin. Interesting. So, a certain pin is causing the death of Sam Rupert. Alright, so let's check out the alibi of the girlfriend.
This suspect's alibi checks out, but it's really only good through 9:30 when her mother called. She lives alone in a secluded area. I asked the neighbors if they'd noticed her movements, and they said no, but they never noticed her movements. You can't see Mimi Andrews' house from anywhere around there.
Alright, so it's gotta be one of these two women. Now I know the cleaning lady didn't do it because she was very loyal to him. And for the wife, even though that he probably knew about the whole affair or the girlfriend situation, she doesn't give me any murderous vibes. Even though she's happy that he's gone, but I think it's more the lines that this is probably his punishment for doing this kind of thing. I don't know. Let's go to the press conference.
Detective, do you know who the murderer is?
Did any celebrities eat at the restaurant last night?
I don't know.
How many carats was the diamond ring found at the crime scene?
Hold on. I do remember solving this question. But I don't know. It's this one. 3.4.
Is the medullum oblongata a part of the brain?
How much money was found on the victim's person?
According to the autopsy report, how many times was Mr. Rupert stabbed by a knife?
How many cases of Chateau Latour are produced each year?
It's this one.
Was the door to the wine cellar found open or closed this morning?
According to the receipt found in his pocket at the time of the murder, how much did Sam Rupert pay for the diamond ring?
Were there any signs of forced entry?
No.
What was the name of Edward Tallerman's housekeeper?
It looks like you've done your homework, Detective. Now you can conduct in-depth interviews with up to 3 suspects, or go straight to making your warrant application. In either case, good luck.
Okay, so your choice for the suspects to interview further only can be made at this time. You may choose 1, 2, or 3 suspects. You will not be able to return on the screen to change your sections. So I'm gonna choose the 3 women, which is the girlfriend, the assistant, and of course the wife. So I think Lily has some important thing, probably one important thing that she could tell me. Let's see here. Let's see, Mrs. Rupert, is there anyone you suspect of having killed your husband?
Have you asked his most recent girlfriend? Sam always got tired of them after about 18 months. Maybe the ring was for someone new. Maybe his girlfriend could tell and she decided to kill him. Loving Sam could be the motive for a lot.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay. So let's talk to Mimi, which is the girlfriend.
Detective, only 1 hour left. You have a suspect, I assume.
Do you mean when I took Sam to see real estate? A blue wool mini dress. Sam liked short skirts.
Okay.
Yes, Sam liked good wine. No, I don't.
Okay, so you don't know.
Smart, reserved, shrewd. I think she had a crush on Sam. We used to laugh about it sometimes.
Okay, so apparently Maria has a crush on Sam.
A white linen blouse, a navy skirt, and a red sweater.
Mm-hmm.
Four.
Okay. I think I know who did it. I think I know who did it. It's definitely Maria, the assistant. And cannot be confirmed that she was alone. She was lonely because, you know, her motive is obviously going to be jealousy. And the weapon is going to be the hat pin for some reason. And it all happened at this specific time, which is midnight. So let's see if it's enough to lock her up.
Detective, you have a half an hour to go. Only 10 minutes before you have to file your warrant.
Good work, Detective. You've put together quite a case.
Yes.
I grant you a warrant to arrest the suspect. I hope you found your murderer.
Okay.
I loved him. And he was never going to love me. Not ever. The ring was it. I knew when he bought the ring for Mimi, he was going to leave his wife and ask her to marry him.
Oh.
I kept thinking he was going to figure it out. She didn't even love him, the bitch.
Oh.
I kept thinking that he was going to finally figure out that it was me he loved. So I did the only thing I could. The only thing I could do that would keep him mine. And so there's absolutely nothing you can do to me that could touch me now, because he's mine, and that's all I care about. I must admit, I'm pretty impressed that you saw past the knife. I thought you'd nail David Sturgeon for sure, but I don't care. I don't care.
It's a shame that you have to end up in jail.
Excellent job, Detective. That was a tough case. Say, aren't you due for a promotion soon?
That would be very wonderful, but I know this is just a game. But we solved the mystery of who killed Sam Rupert. It was Maria Campbell. She's the one who did it out of jealousy, and it's due to the fact that the ring belongs to Mimi. He's planning to leave his wife for Mimi, but Mimi does not love him. But Maria does, and I'm guessing he does not get the memo, so that's what led to this point. It's really sad of how jealousy can make you do such very terrible and scary things, for that matter. But yeah, that is the game, ladies and gentlemen. I think there is 2 more of these that I have not tried yet, but maybe in the future I will, and that's simply because I wanted to try them. And the reason why I wanted to play this game on my laptop is because it runs much smoother and much quicker than my old computer, which, by the way, I still have not solved as to like what the problem is. So I'm trying to figure that out as it follows. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just really happy that I got this done. So right now, I better wrap this up. Thank you so much for watching. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, be kind to others, and have a blissful, wonderful day.